Here we go. Let's dive into Sarah's Oil 2025 movie. Older Sarah introduces the setting of early 1900s Oklahoma, marked by Jim Crow laws and the legacy of Creek freedmen. She explains her entitlement to a land grant and the process of claiming her own barren plot, setting the stage for her journey. The scene highlights both the hope and uncertainty surrounding the family's new land ownership. Sarah receives her land deed, and we see her determination to hold onto what is rightfully hers despite pressure to sell. She senses something special about the land, believing there's oil beneath the surface, a conviction rooted in both faith and intuition. The family's skepticism and financial worries are revealed, but Sarah's optimism begins to shine. Sarah discusses the oil boom happening nearby and dreams about the possibility of becoming a millionaire. Her father doubts there's oil on their land, citing the low value assigned to it, but Sarah remains steadfast, insisting she can hear the oil underground. The family's financial struggles, including looming property taxes, add urgency to her quest. Sarah and her father venture into Muskogee, a bustling boomtown full of oilmen, prospectors, and opportunists. The atmosphere is tense and competitive, with everyone scrambling for a piece of the oil rush. The duo faces discrimination and doubt as they attempt to engage with oil companies, highlighting the racial barriers they must overcome. Sarah and her father enter the Condor Oil office, facing condescension and resistance. Sarah's intelligence and determination shine as she advocates for her land, navigating complex negotiations and contracts. The oilmen are skeptical but intrigued by her confidence, and she successfully secures a lease deal, demonstrating her growing business acumen. Pan Oki begins drilling on Sarah's land, bringing in heavy machinery and a sense of excitement. Sarah watches in awe, comparing the spectacle to Dorothy seeing Oz, but the process is fraught with uncertainty. Her thoughts are focused on whether the oil found will be enough to pay the property tax and secure their future. The drilling ends in disappointment as Pan Oki declares the well dry and abandons the site, leaving behind their equipment. Sarah experiences a harsh lesson about the difficulties of oil exploration and the heartbreak of dashed dreams. The family is left to cope with the aftermath, both emotionally and financially. A mysterious buyer arrives, eager to purchase Sarah's land at double the previous offer, raising suspicions. Sarah's father negotiates, but the buyer's intentions seem dubious, hinting at hidden knowledge about the land's true value. The tension escalates as it becomes clear that outsiders are scheming to claim the oil-rich property. Late at night, the family's safety is threatened when armed men come searching for the deed, highlighting the dangers posed by greed and racism. The family's dog Blue is injured in the chaos, and Sarah is devastated by the loss. The harrowing encounter underscores the high stakes and risks involved in protecting their land. Sarah bravely approaches a rough oil camp, seeking help after her dog's shooting. She meets Bert, the wildcatter who previously showed her kindness, and pitches him a business partnership. Bert and his partner Mace are skeptical but intrigued by Sarah's persistence, setting the stage for a new alliance and another attempt at drilling. Sarah's new wildcatting partners, Bert and Mace, begin drilling with her, bringing expertise and hope. They discuss the challenges of oil hunting, share stories of boom and bust, and bond over their shared ambition. Sarah's maturity and resolve impress the men, and the group prepares for another shot at striking oil. The team receives a disappointing report from a chemist who claims the oil sample is difficult to access and contaminated with salt water. Bert suspects foul play and confronts the chemist, discovering Pan Oki is manipulating the results to discourage their efforts. The scene highlights both the obstacles of the oil business and the ongoing deception surrounding Sarah's land. News of violent attacks on other Creek Nation children shocks the family, deepening the sense of danger. Sarah and her mother question whether the oil is a blessing or a curse, as greed and violence threaten their safety. The emotional toll of the oil rush is evident, and the family grapples with fear and uncertainty. Sarah faces a pivotal court hearing to determine her guardianship and legal rights over her land and oil proceeds. She speaks eloquently before the judge, challenging the discriminatory laws that prevent her parents from serving as guardians. The courtroom drama draws public attention, and Sarah's courage inspires those present, reinforcing the film's themes of justice and dignity. The climax unfolds as Sarah and her family confront Devnan and Pan Oki's men at the oil well. Tensions rise, a machine gun is brandished, and Sarah bravely sets off the dynamite, resulting in a triumphant gusher. The family and their allies celebrate their victory over the oil company, asserting ownership and protecting their land against all odds. In the final moments, older Sarah reflects on her legacy and the adventure she shared with Bert and others. She achieves great success, meeting John D. Rockefeller and hosting cultural icons, but her greatest pride comes from opening the Busy Bee Cafe to all. The story ends on a note of hope, resilience, and generosity. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. See you in the next one.